Alright, what's good, y'all? We're back. So I didn't make a video yesterday. Um, this part of the schedule, kind of, right? I don't sometimes make one. But, so yeah, I didn't take any, or no, I did take trades. So the funded account I had on Lucid actually is gone now. You guys will find out why in a second. But this is the one that I lost my Lucid account on, and then I did take one. I got a combine immediately after, and I actually did end up making 1,500 on that trade. So, but just a quick discussion. I'm not even gonna go through why I took this trade too much. Just look on the 1 minute time frame, right? But again, just right, see liquidity. First presented gap, tapping into the gap, as you guys can see, I entered there. TP was at this low here at 752, right? It's more realistically like 755, where I like to have it just above it, just in case, we don't take the full area liquidity. But there's that. And the reason why I lost this much, right? I really only wanted to enter with 10 contracts, but trade away was actually down. I don't know if this kind of messed you guys up as well yesterday, but trade away was down. So, just based off it being down, I had entered, or I had tried to set a limit in the first presented gap on TradeOvate, and it never showed me my limit that was there. And then it ended up tapping this first presented gap, so I had entered for 10 more contracts, and then I was actually in for 20 contracts, and then again, right, my stop loss wasn't there on my trade. So yeah, as you guys know, as you guys can see here, right, we kind of just, let me move this over. We went up, hit where I wanted my stop loss to be before we made this little move down. We didn't even take the liquidity which I wanted to take, and then we would have got stopped out on the train anyways. But yeah, so kind of TradeOvate kind of just screwed me over there, not showing me the entry. So I had to email the prop firm Lucid and all that stuff, and we're still figuring that out. But yeah, that's kind of why I lost the funded. So hopefully we can get it back. If not, right, no big deal. We can always come back to make money on the other days. But and then here, I actually entered here on this tap of this fair value gap here for 15. Oh no, sorry, I didn't tap on that. I entered here, long here after this inversion of this candle. I hit TP at the bodies of these at around, it was like 944 area, and then stop loss again was right below the inversion of the gap, right below that volume imbalance. So this was the trade yesterday. It was 15 contracts. It was about 1,500 TP. So right, just inversion of this 1 minute gap, market structure shift, super liquidity. So that's kind of why I took that trade yesterday without doing too much analysis, so we can get into this one today. But here for today, I took a nice quick long. I was lucky to hit this long. 1-to-1 ratio, right? It's not always the best, but in this case it was okay. So here we had I had entered for 15 contracts. So I actually took 2 trades this morning. I lost one and then actually made one. So I entered here, try to actually enter earlier than I wanted to. And then where did I want to enter? Oh yeah, here. I wanted to enter on this fair value gap here, on this tap of this fair value gap. And as you guys can see, we actually ended up getting stopped out. This was about, I don't know, I lost about $1,000 here. So same thing, right? I try to do 20 contracts just because I'm on the combine now, so I try to do 20 just to pass the account quickly. We actually ended up losing about $1,000 right here on this trade. And then on this trade here, just quick on the 1 minute, and then we'll go to the higher time frames. We had this inversion of this 1 minute gap, entered on the inversion right before the candle closure. Sorry, on this inversion here, right before the candle closure. TP was originally at this high, but here would have been, right, this would have been the real original TP. Stop loss, if you're gonna do it the right way, stop loss would be below here, this low. But here I just put it right below, kind of like this candle area here, right? And then TP was here. We ran up to TP, it was about $1,500, 1,600. So I made 555 today off this trade and the other trade. So this wasn't a bad, too bad of a trade. But here we're gonna go to the higher time frames. So I actually had a bearish bias on the day. I'll explain to you guys why. So on here we respected this daily FEG. I don't know why the daily suspension block is not showing on trading view, but there should be a suspension block in here which we were kind of respecting, and we tapped this daily fair value gap, so I was looking for us to hold that 4 hour. Same kind of idea, right? We have this 4 hour fair value gap we're holding. We didn't really close above it, and then we do have these draws of liquidity. We have that one there, and then this one here to tag. So that's kind of helping me with my bearish bias on the day. Then same thing again here, right? Where did market open? Here. We were actually trading within this fair value gap here, right? We were respecting this gap. We were respecting this gap at the time. And then as you guys can see, we kind of ran up through that gap to take out this high, and it looks like we're going to kind of go lower. Maybe we'll come back and have a pullback to this inverse gap before we go up, but for that we'll have to wait and see. But again, that's kind of my bearish bias. Again, same thing here, right? We were expecting this 15-minute at the moment, and then we kind of ran up it. And then the reason why I switched my bias, it's actually pretty simple. Hourly was looking bullish, right? 15-minute, we had the inversion of this gap here on the 15-minute. Let me mark that out for you guys. Where is it? There we go. We had this inversion on the 15-minute gap. 15-minute inverse gap. Okay. Then we had this 15-minute gap, fair value gap, that we could come back and tag, but we didn't actually end up doing that. On the 5-minute, same thing. We have this inversion on the 5-minute. I'm not going to mark it out. You guys can see the 15-minute inversion. But there was that. We had the 15-minute inversion, the hourly inversion as well. Then we go down to the 1 minute, and then the 1 minute just confirmed with that inversion of that gap right here. I wanted TP to come up and hit here, and I'll actually note this to you guys. So these were the draws on liquidity for this morning for the buy side. We actually put that in this afternoon. We put that in this morning before the trade, and we put that after the trade. So here was the draw, so we can forget about that first one I put there. So this was the draw on liquidity here. We actually had this draw as well. There we go. So those were the first draws. This one actually ended up getting hit earlier in the day, and then we had the higher draw, which we actually did end up taking. Then we had a higher draw too. Let's see if I can find where that higher draw was. Yep. So there was that draw up there, and then we had this draw on the hourly too, which we did end up hitting. So there was that. Those were the draws on liquidity on the day, and then confirming the bias, or the change of my bias, was the inversions of the higher time frame gaps, and then this was kind of my entry in here. Inversion of this 1 minute gap in here. I wanted to take out this high that we put in, and then hopefully this high. But I got out early. I was up about $1,600 on this, so I just took the profits. No point of holding here for 2,500s on a Eval when you're not allowed to make more than the set amount. So there was that, and thank God I got out, because as you guys can see, we would have got stopped out. If I would have held my stop loss right below the low, we still would have been in. But again, this is negative ratio. But if I would have held to here, 1 to 1, would have held to here, it's about 1.6 to 1. So overall, wasn't too bad of a day. We're still up, right? So we can't ever complain when you're up on trading days, right? Especially when it's days like this, especially when it's wide stops, risky days, right? So, but yeah, so we're gonna keep you guys updated on the funded account. Hopefully they email me back. I know they sent me this first email. I texted them, or I emailed them last morning. It was like immediately after that happened. They said 4 to 8 hours to 8 hours, not 48 hours. And we're just still waiting on the response there, so I hope they reach back out to us. We can kind of resolve this issue. And then if you guys are looking for anything, kind of just to speed up your learning, we have a Discord here, right? It's nothing too crazy, right? We do stream on here. We were supposed to stream today, but Discord was also had problems, so we ended up not streaming on Discord. But yeah, we post our profit and loss, our wins, right? You guys can see combines passed, live trading, trade recaps. We even do options on here. And then, yeah, just like recording educational video, books, and stuff like that. So if you guys are interested, there's a link in the description. It's also on the bio of the YouTube. But that's pretty much it for today. Nothing too crazy, just kind of reviewing yesterday and letting you guys know that the funded is gone. And we're at about we're about $1,000 away from actually passing this new combine. So next week, hopefully Monday, we can make 1,000, be able to pass the account. But again, don't want to rush, but if we find an A+ setup, once we're on that setup for, heavier contracts to make that 1,000, and then we'll pass the account, we'll have it for the rest of the week. So, but yeah, other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope it helped you out a little bit. I know it wasn't too much, but I hope it helped you guys out. Any questions, leave them in the comments, and yeah, I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.